Hi, this is Ethan Wise. Thank you for watching this video. In this video, we will quickly look at the idea of mind-body medicine in our modern culture, in today's world. And to do that, I will take us through a few websites that are reputable websites, and let's see what they say about mind-body medicine. So let me share the browser with you. First website we're going to go to is the Center for Mind-Body Medicine in Washington, D.C. These guys do good work worldwide. And if we quickly scroll down their page, we will see the idea of self-care come up. We will see the idea of trauma. We will also see research in the field of mind-body medicine. If we take a look at their training, you will notice food being mentioned and its effect on mood. Here you'll see food and mind, and then leaky gut and how the leaky gut absolutely is linked to physical diseases and also mental discomfort and mental issues and mood issues. And when you look here, you'll see food as medicine. So they emphasize that concept. Fighting fire with fire. This one talks about becoming burnout, fatigued, and experiencing burnout, and how physical, emotional, and spiritual exhaustion together create burnout. And I'm telling you that sometimes you might be exhausted or experiencing burnout regarding something. It might be a matter of an emotional process or a mental process. It could be, most of the time, it is subconscious. Okay, it could also be physical, such as lack of sleep, or some sort of toxicity or nutritional deficiency. And the art of the practitioner is to know where to start and what to do with the mind or the body or both, because you are mind and body. If we scroll down here, you'll see this talking about inflammation and fighting inflammation with food. Now, why is inflammation a topic of interest? Inflammation, as research has found, is linked to most pain conditions and most chronic diseases. So it follows that reducing inflammation will help, and it does. Okay, inflammation has actually been even linked to depression. So start noticing how physical inflammation is linked to emotional depression. Okay, another study has shown that stress, emotional stress, will create physical inflammation in the body. So the emotions will affect the body, and the body will affect the emotions back, and it's a loop, it's a cycle, and we need to interrupt that cycle in the work that we do when we're looking at mind and body together. And that's the difference between mind-body medicine and mainstream allopathic medicine, which does a good job of separating the mind from the body. Until recently, now they're beginning to adapt. Thankfully and luckily for us, finally, mainstream allopathic medicine is beginning to recognize that the mind and body are connected. I'm here to tell you that the mind and body are inseparable. Not only connected, they are one unit. Before I move on to the next website, I would like to read you something I got when 2 weeks ago, I gave a talk. Actually, I held a workshop. It was a self-hypnosis workshop at the Tubman Center here in Minnesota. That's where I met a couple people from the Center for Mind-Body Medicine. And they had their own workshop, and it was a group exercise. And I took this handout from them. In their handout, they say that they emphasize an approach that uses scientifically validated techniques that respect and enhance each person's capacity for self-knowledge and self-care. These techniques include self-awareness, relaxation, meditation, exercise, diet, biofeedback, visual imagery, self-hypnosis, and group support. Okay. Mind-body approaches use the conscious mind to directly affect the workings of the brain and the rest of the body. And I'm telling you that you're actually using both conscious mind and much more subconscious mind. The subconscious mind and the unconscious mind are the majority of who you are, and they're actually the majority of your conscious mind. The conscious mind is only the top, and it's an outcome, it's a result, it's based on the foundation. The foundation is your body, which is the unconscious mind, and on your psyche, which is the subconscious mind. That's what makes your consciousness. That's how much impact they have on your consciousness. Okay? These techniques exert their effect on the hypothalamus, which is the switching station in the brain, which exercises control over the autonomic nervous system, which controls the heart rate, the eye dilation, pupil dilation, blood pressure, etc., and the endocrine system, which is your glands. And I'm here to tell you that it also exerts an effect on every single other system, including the, most likely, the electrical system, okay, and any other systems we might have not yet named and given a label to. The lymphatic system, the glymphatic system, which is the lymphatic system of your brain. Okay, the scientific literature on those approaches is now rich and robust. Studies dating from 1960s showed the power of those techniques to balance and their balancing effect over activity of the sympathetic branch of the autonomic nervous system. Sympathetic is the fight or flight. You want to manage that because it's the stress response, okay? And then you want to promote the parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest. That's where the healing is happening. More recently, these techniques have been demonstrated to create beneficial changes in many of the body's physiologic responses, such as blood pressure, stress, hormones, pain response, immune system functioning. They work in conditions like hypertension, HIV, cancer, chronic pain, insomnia, depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and the list goes on. So this is what the Center for MindBody Medicine had to say. The next website we'll look at is the National Institute for Clinical Application of Behavioral Medicine. And here I'd like to point your attention to what they say, how the advent of modern medicine and modern research, which is allopathic mostly, or used to be allopathic medicine, not naturopathic, but allopathic. Because of that, the mind-body connection was severed, okay? And the mind-body was downplayed, and an artificial divide was created between the mind and the body. In fact, if you look at our modern medical system, just look at a major hospital, and you'll find out that doctors specialize not only in the body, or psychiatrists only in the mind, but the physical doctors specialize in one system. So we separate the body into systems, and that's all fine and good. But when it really comes down to helping an individual, you wouldn't believe how many clients I see that have been to specialists, that have been to psychiatrists, that are on medication, that have been to therapy. When things didn't work, they come to me because they see that I am bringing together the mind and body. And when targeting the mind alone doesn't work, when targeting the body alone doesn't work, especially when it's using the allopathic approach, which focuses on blocking pathways, suppressing symptoms, cutting out parts of the body, and surgery. It's very intrusive. When that fails, people come here. And I look at them as a holistic system. You are a holistic being. You're made of the mind and the body. In fact, your mind and body are one. Not only that, you have an emotional system. You have thoughts, beliefs, you have emotions, you have trapped trauma, you have trapped emotions in your body, you have torsion that is trapped in your fascia, okay? And all of these things are connected. Your vagus nerve, yeah, it's part of the brain. It's a nerve. It's the wandering nerve one of the first nerves that humans discovered, can be impacted and programmed at an early age from trauma. And trauma doesn't mean war or disaster. It can literally be chronic trauma, stress. And when we are children, we don't know better, so we're easily stressed. So by virtue of being human, chances are you're traumatized. And then the whole nervous system is, or via the vagus nerve, you have things happen. And eventually, when you're an adult, you end up with migraines and IBS and mental illness. And it could be the vagus nerve, or it could be the reptilian part of our brain. Okay? Or it could be your unconscious mind, subconscious beliefs. Or it could be a physical toxicity, heavy metal, or a nutritional deficiency. It's a puzzle. It looks complex. You are complex. But telling you that you are only chemicals or you are only thoughts is incongruent with who you really are. So here they talk about marrying modern medical technology with traditional medicine. That's what I do in my practice. I marry the East and the West. I marry the traditional wisdom, the classical healing as in herbalism and the Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine ideas with most modern research. The mind and the body, okay? And the energy, okay? The internal work and the external work. Sometimes you need hands-on healing, craniosacral therapy, or whatever label we use to describe that, neuromodulation technique, trauma release exercises. These are done with the body, physically. But there is also the internal work, and then there is the mental work and the energetic work, and all of it is involved in your healing process. Okay? So now let's move on to the next website. This is a very mainstream allopathic medicine website. And here they actually mention that the mind, Western medical views were shaped by systems of thought that emphasized the opposite and separated the mind from the body, artificially separated the mind from the body. Our ancestors from day one always saw the human as a holistic unit. You see that manifested in Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, ancient Egyptian medicine, everywhere. You even see it in our language. When you say, I couldn't swallow that, or holding the weight of the world on the shoulder, or you need to unwind, pain in the neck. Okay? Our language in every culture and every language, from Native American to ancient Asian to Chinese to Indian, these phrases exist in all these cultures for a reason, because they didn't separate. Okay? And then they mentioned the 60s and how that's when supposedly we started realizing in the West that the mind and the body are connected. Again, I find it difficult that any good doctor really believed that the mind and body were separate, but that's what the schools and medical schools were teaching. Okay? And then here they go on to mention a few techniques: biofeedback, CBT, autogenic training, progressive muscle relaxation, meditation, hypnosis, spirituality. And then they go on talking. This is not the best website to read about this, but I wanted to mention it because it's a reputable website. And they actually mentioned some important things, which I just pointed out to you. Okay. The other thing I'd like to point very quickly is that these are labels: CBT, EMDR, meditation, hypnosis, autogenic training. Okay, in my work, I do hypnotherapy, but as part of hypnotherapy, I combine aspects and I utilize techniques that you can consider to be motivational interviewing, CBT, EMDR, okay, brain gym, hemispheric synchronization, autogenic training, progressive muscle relaxation is actually a hypnosis induction technique. Okay? Meditation and hypnosis are the same, they just are different in the intention. Then you go there and then you either do therapeutic work or you do meditation, spirituality. The fact that all humans are spiritual, whether they know it or not, it usually comes up. And if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. And to me, if you are human and if you have feelings, then you are spiritual. Now let's move on to the next website, which is the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health. Again, complementary. I think that mind-body medicine is the original medicine. And that alternative medicine today is the original medicine. But it doesn't matter what we call things and what we label them. What matters is that we actually use them. And I'm glad and I'm very happy and happy for us to be living this day and time when science is finally making the link and the connections and showing us so that we are finally able to look and see that the mind and body are one. So here we have examples of some practices: herbs, probiotics, vitamins, minerals, acupuncture, art, therapy, breathing, craniosacral, guided imagery, healing touch, hypnosis, massage therapy, meditation, okay, qigong, energy healing, Chinese medicine, Chinese energy healing, yoga. There's your list. All of that is part of mind-body medicine. And here on the first page, you have acupuncture, meditation, and yoga. Okay, so I hope that was useful. I hope that this quick internet browsing together, looking at those websites and what they said, gives you an idea of the state of mind-body healing today, and shows you that science has finally made the full circle back, and now we are living in a good time because we finally putting mind and body together. We have mountains and mountains of research, but there's a lack of practitioners on the ground like myself bringing this to people. So keep this in mind and stay hopeful. If you are suffering right now with emotional pain, with stress, with insomnia, with physical pain, chronic pain, whatever it is, just understand, please, that it's not just in the body and it's just not just in the mind, it's in both. It's complex, yet if you are with someone that knows, then connection between your thoughts, beliefs, past trauma, hidden emotions, with your body, deficiencies, toxicities, imbalances, with your structure, okay, with your blockages that you might have in your structure that might be impeding the function of your nervous system. Finally, all the way to your energy. There are ways to talk to your unconscious and subconscious mind. The unconscious mind is your body. We can talk to it. We can work with it. We can release what we don't need, put in the good stuff that you need, and let the body create the miracle of healing. Because no matter what anybody else might have told you, the miracle of healing and the miracle maker is your body. It is not the medication, it is not the food, it is the body. The body has innate wisdom to heal itself and balance itself once the conditions are created for that to happen. Thank you for watching, and look for my other videos. I will have multiple videos on this topic. Use the search function to find similar videos, and feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I'm happy to help in any way I can. Until the next time, be healthy.